Hello, hello. I hope I can catch some new people or some people on tonight. So we'll see. But anyway, I wanted to get on and go through the stamp of the month for this month of March 2021. It's already March. It's already double digits in March. Oh my goodness, right? It's going by so fast and the weather's gotten so nice. I'm so thankful. So, I hope everyone is doing great. I miss seeing everybody. Do get to a couple of crops at Sandy's and then at Finley coming up. So, yes, great. So, stamp of the month is this stamp this month. It's a beautiful butterfly and dragonfly that has some really nice sayings. Lucky to call you friend. Forever wouldn't have been long enough. That's, sympathy, but, unfortunately we do need those. Sending you get well wishes and a birthday stamp sentiment on your wedding day. And then lucky to be your husband, lucky to be your wife. It's got, some neat little filler stamps. So it's a pretty nice stamp. Haven't had one like this in a while. So I wanted to make some nice cards to go with it. They're nothing amazing because the stamp is so pretty. You don't want to overpower it with a lot of other things. So let the stamp itself be the focal point, as you could say. Okay. Let me see if I can. There I am. I might be able to get myself on here and actually see some comments. So, let's see. Okay. So, that's my thought anyway on making these cards, is let the stamp be your focal point and everything else will be subtle. So what I did was I used our embossing folders. This one is the wood grain that we currently have, and it's not a cut file, it's a Cricut cut from the, I'm not sure which collection it is. I would have to look. If you want to know, let me know in the comments and I'll find out what collection. We have the Daisy Meadows and what is the other one? Oh, the one, Eat, Play, Love. I think it might be Daisy Meadows then, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. And then this stamp set has the floral, let's see what it is. The wood panel is the wood one. Spring Blossoms is the floral that I use for the butterfly. And that's just in the white. So it's very subtle. You could ink it to add some more contrast to it, and so that it looks really pretty. But the butterfly is, again, your main focus. Okay? So, stamp of the month. You can get this stamp set for free if you are a VIP of mine and you order $50, you get the stamp set free. If you're not a VIP, you place a $50 order on my website and get it for $5. Or you can purchase it outright for $18.95 without buying anything else. Okay? So that is the Stamp of the Month program. And if you buy from me, you will also get 4 free cards to make using the stamp set. Now you won't get these stamped out and cut out. You will have to stamp them and cut them yourself, okay? But you will get everything else you need. So you will get 2 of the butterfly and 2 of the dragonfly. And in this one, you get your card base, you get your folder, embossing folder, piece of cardstock, and I think I have cinnamon, or no, it's paprika and desert rose. So you get 1 of each or 2 of one, depends on what's in the pile. You will get a New England ivy cut out. You will get, I believe this is avocado or fern layer. Then you will get, let's see, this goes in the other one. Sorry about that. Those go in the other card. Okay, so that's what you will get. You get these three and the card base. So you cut out your dragonfly and color him and layer him on. So, and I'll do that because it's not going to take very long. The most time-consuming thing in this card is the coloring. Everything else is already done for you. Okay, in the butterfly card, you're going to get your card base. You're going to get a layer, and it could be yellow or this tangerine nectarine color. You will get your floral embossed layer, which is beyond white. Then you will get a cinnamon, paprika, or desert rose paper, and these are double-sided, light on one side and dark on the other, so you can use whichever side you would like. You will get a glitter piece cut out of the butterfly, so I will do that for you, but you will need to stamp and cut your butterfly. Okay, you also get a scrap piece of white, and that's to stamp some of your flowers on, in case you don't have any scrap pieces of white, right? I know I have tons everywhere. And this is just a scrap piece of white. I think it's 3/8 of an inch to stamp your lucky to be your on. And then you can stamp husband, wife, friend, you know, whatever you would like to put. You can put something else. It's not even in the stamp set, right? You could be anything. So that'll go on here and layered. Okay, so that's easy peasy, but very pretty cards. Okay, so, and I'm going to show you. You probably don't need to see me color them, so maybe we will just do white on white. So we will put these cards together real quick tonight. And let's see, I'm going to use the dark side. So I'll put the glue on the light side. And fold this up to get the ink on both sides so that they don't pop up on me. And this is 1/8 of an inch shorter maybe. So you have a very small white across the outside. And then this, you can color it. Remember, you can use ink over it, you know, use a blender or a dauber or something to add some color to these if you like. And I've been using this Tombow Mono a lot. It's just what's on my desk. And it's really good. It's holding everything, even wood and anything else that I've used it for. It holds really well. I've been very pleased with it. So that's on there. Alright, so now this piece, what I did on this one was that I stamped it. I actually cut my stamp, okay? Don't be afraid to cut your stamps. They're see-through. You can always piece them back together. So you could stamp Lucky to be your. Let's see, I put that on here. Lucky to be your. And I'm going to stamp it in espresso just to make it not as black, even though the black on this butterfly is pretty intense. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this on here. Hopefully I got that. Yep, that's not too bad. Maybe I'll do it again. It's a little off. You don't want it to be crooked, right? But I don't want to get my head in the camera either. Alright, Lucky to be your. Now you can go ahead and cut this right here if you want, you know, however you want to. I like the fishtail banner look, so I'm going to fold it in half here, slice it. Oh, and I got that perfect. Alright, lucky to be me. Get that right. Alright, so I'm going to glue that down. And I'm going to leave a little room here for my flower. Okay. Now I have friend on here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. because I'll probably be sending these out to some of you lucky ladies. Lucky to be your friend. That's perfect. Alright. Now, in the black. And that is right here in front of me. We're going to stamp the flower. And then just follow your rule of threes or odd numbers. So, you can do as many as you want, or as few as you want, or none at all. So we'll let those set and dry for a minute. They are the Intense ink, which is not supposed to run with your alcohol markers, but it still could, so I just want to give it a minute to set up. I don't want to take chances on it. Get these cleaned off. Alright. That's glued on there. Alright, now another thing I did was I just added a dashed line. Now if you got last month's stamp of the month that had the border stamp, you add your dashed lines with a stamp. I'm going to do it with just this pen. And this is one of our journaling pens. It's a 0.01. It's really fine. I'm just going to add a dash line for anybody who doesn't have the stamp. And you can make these all the same. One longer, one shorter. It doesn't really matter. Just adds a little interest, creates that border on the piece of cardstock, okay? So that's going to go here. Now I added a little extra glue on this because of the embossed that it's got to cover, okay? So I want to make sure that if it's on a raised part, it still will have a good adhesion to that base, okay? So that's done. Now, this glitter paper is not close to my heart glitter paper. I'm trying to get rid of all the glitter paper in my stash, so it's not close to my heart glitter paper. It does shed a little bit. I'm sorry about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the butterflies inside so that this butterfly has something to stick to. Okay, it's going to be the glue will be here stuck to the card. Okay, and then this will go on here wherever you want to put it. Because you know, paper doesn't stick to glitter paper very easily, so in this way I could spread it apart a little bit so that it shows around the outside of the butterfly. So if you cut your butterfly right along the edges, I used my brother's ScanNCut to cut these out. I didn't fussy cut these, but if you cut right along the outside edges, enough of it will show. Okay, so you just want to give the look of glitter. You don't have to have a lot. And I'm going to use foam adhesive to pop this up. And you can use tri-blend markers, you can use your shimmer brushes, you can use watercolor, you can use whatever you want to color these, okay? You don't have to color them the way I did. I used tri-blend markers to color them. And these are our 3D foam dots. Take those off. Give it a little dimension, not a lot, because you know, mailing, can't have thick things going through the mail. I've had such a problem with the post office, it's awful. Alright. So now we're going to glue him down. I want to make sure he's in the middle. There. Glue him down around the outside. Okay. And voila, you're done. Well, you got to do your flowers. Okay, so I'm not going to color my flowers because I don't know what color I'm going to do the butterfly, and I want to color to match. Okay, so whatever I do him in, I'll probably do it in watercolor or my shimmer brushes. I'll do the same with the flowers, and then I will put them around the card like I did on this one. Okay, so coloring adds a lot to it. Of course, if you use it for the sympathy card, you know, if you color it, if you get a piece like this, it's just a branding strip from white cardstock. I cut those off and save them, and I use them for journaling and, you know, for little sentiment strips like this. So you'll know, do it on the other side. Okay, so the dragonfly card. This one, you see some of that glitter? Okay. It's not too bad. Add a little glitter to your life, it's alright. So for this one, I added some marker to the wreath just to give it a little more dimension. And I used the tan Tri-Blend marker. And I'll show you how I did it. You don't have to be precise, you don't have to be exact, you're just going to outline those lines. Okay? So it looks like it is, you know, a wood, got some wood wreath or the grapevine or, you know, whatever you would like. And you can do this, you don't have to. It's just, I like the look of it. And of course you could, if you have the Cricut cut, you can cut a whole bunch out and layer them on top of each other to make them, you know, brown and green and have the flowers a color and, you know, do the whole kit and caboodle. Okay, so that's how I add that. And then I also use the green, and this is the citrus green blend. It's a real, like the avocado type color, fern color, and it kind of matches up. And I'm just going to add some dashed lines for the leaves. And then these little leaves, I'll actually color them. It just gives them a little extra dimension and coloring. And then when I glue this down, I'm not going to glue these down. I'm going to leave them loose so that they can be popped up. Okay, the little leaves here. I'll glue the frame down, the wreath down, but not the leaves and the flowers. And when it goes through the mail, it'll get squished, but it's still, we tried, right? Okay. So that's done. So you're going to take your wreath and make sure you have it correct, you know, which way it's going to go. And then you'll add glue to this side. And that fits precisely around. Gives you your outline. Alright. So now these can be popped up because I didn't glue them. So that's cool. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment in the middle. And let's see, what did I use on this one? Lucky to be your friend. Now if you want, you can go sideways. It is small enough to fit on your card. Okay, and I also use some espresso ink on the back of this just to highlight the wood, so I'll show you how I did that. And I take our little blender tool here that's available from Close to My Heart, and I'm just going to lightly run it over the top to darken those edges. The raised part is darkening. Okay, and you can go sideways, but if you do it that way, you might get some ink on the inside, the embossed parts. Okay, so it just makes it, just pops it a little bit more. Now another thing you can do is to distress it, and if I can find my scissors, they're right here in front of me. Use your scissors, you can go along the edges, and you A lot of times I would open my scissors to do this, but then I saw somebody do it with them closed, and they worked just fine. I tried it and it worked just fine, so that way I don't run the risk of cutting myself. So it just adds a little more texture and interest to your piece without adding, you know, any more bulk or anything. Now you could also use sandpaper to sand this, and these would be white. The white core would come out. So that's another option to using these embossing folders. And these are really cool. The embossing folders have a slot here, so you can slide your paper up through and make a long piece for a scrapbook page. So they're very useful for scrapbookers or card makers. Okay, so this piece, now if you use a tape runner on these, be careful, because as you're running the tape along, the paper expands, okay? So it could make your piece, your embossed pieces, wonky. So I like to use the liquid adhesive with these. And that's just a personal preference, because I have found my pieces get wonky, and I don't like them wonky. Okay, so that looks good. I like that. That distress edge just adds a little bit. Now this piece, we're going to stamp it first. Let's see. I'll do it sideways and put the birthday greeting on this one. I have a girlfriend whose birthday is coming up. And it's wishing you the happiest of birthdays. A block. Probably would be a good idea to do this before you glue everything down. That way if you mess it up, you can flip it over, right? So if I mess it up, well, I learned. Because I do mess up sometimes too. I'm just trying to get this on straight. Alright, so let's use espresso again. I don't know how well it's going to show up on this dark green. Maybe we'll use black. Test it, because I have not used this one yet. Looks good. And I'm going to go up a little bit so I can have my dragonfly get down near the bottom. Alright, looks good. Okay, phew. Because you know, that would be the time to mess up, right? Is when you're live. Okay, so that is good. This is going to go on here. That looks really pretty. I'll get this on. And now you want to add glue to your little leaves to make sure they stay down. The top layer is okay not to be, but the bottom layer you should glue it down. And you don't want to go over the edge because it won't fit in your envelope. And I do not include envelopes with these cards just because of mailing and the extra weight. I have found it raises the postage up another stamp or whatever. You go beyond the 3.5 ounces and you have to go to a large envelope, and it's just crazy. Alright, so the dragonfly. Now, dragonflies are usually green, so I colored him in with the green. And I tried to color the black, but it's still black. And then I went along the edge. I thought maybe the tri-blend would leak out, and it didn't. But that's okay. You know, you learn by coloring. So I'm going to color him, and I'm going to layer him there. And that's just beautiful. I love the dragonfly. I'm not going to do it now because I want to color it, but that's how I'm going to have him on there. So I hope you enjoyed this. Those of you that have already ordered the stamp, I will be sending out card kits probably tomorrow. I don't know, I have an appointment tomorrow, so the grandkids are coming over tomorrow night, and we'll see. I'll try and get them out though, if not tomorrow, Saturday or Monday. So thank you very much for ordering already, and if anyone has any questions, let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And take care and stay safe, right?